This is Tread Boldly, Leadership Lessons from the Saints, with Father Nathan Cromly.
My name is Father Cromly. I'm the president of the St. John Institute, and this is Tread Boldly, Leadership Lessons from the Saints. I'm sure we've all been there at one time or another. We know that we have things to accomplish, important tasks to do, but it's so difficult to move from planning, from desiring, from dreaming or scheming into actual action. Many times, spouses complain of the same thing, saying that their spouse knows what they should do, but just doesn't get the job done. There are, of course, many reasons for this. It's usually not very hard to find an excuse not to do anything in life. But when we are in leadership, our inaction can actually cause hurt for those who depend on us to get things done for them. I love to draw the comparison of a leader with the prow of a ship. The leader's job is to smash through the waves one after the next, continuously accepting the difficult task of engaging in action so that those who follow behind can have a gentle wake in which to go deeper and develop themselves in life. From business owners who work through the weekends to fulfill their promised tasks for their employees, to parents who get up in the middle of the night for years to tend to their children, anyone who accepts the role of leadership accepts that their life is one of action, responsibility, decisions, and movement. And of course, it was the same for St. Joseph, as he chose to lead the Holy Family. In Matthew chapter 1, the Gospels depict the scene where an angel comes to speak to St. Joseph about God's call for him to lead the Holy Family, taking the Virgin Mary as his spouse, even though she's already with child. The angel says, "Joseph, son of David, do not fear to take Mary as your wife, for that which is conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. She will bear a son, and you shall call his name Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins." When Joseph woke from sleep, he did as the angel of the Lord commanded him. He took his wife, but knew her not until she had given birth to a son, and he called his name Jesus. This scene is remarkable in many aspects. Joseph has a vision from an angel, for example. The angel calls him by his roots, referring to him as the son of David, and then summons him to trust completely in the Holy Spirit for the strength and wisdom to meet all of the challenges that are about to befall him. But what I want to point out to you today is that Joseph obeyed the voice of the angel. He passed from a dream and a call or summons from the angel into action. He woke from sleep and did as the angel of the Lord commanded him. This is remarkable because anyone who passes from planning into action knows that with action comes risk. As soon as we are no longer in the warm place of gentle ideas or lofty ambitions, we face the cold reality of risk, of loss, of hardship, of things that can change. Joseph had no idea what would befall him if he was to take Mary as his spouse. How would he possibly provide for the Son of God? And what would marriage look like to someone so much holier than him? If he let his mind roll, the possibilities of anxiety were endless. But this is where we see Joseph's great humility. He chose to surrender himself entirely to the power of the Holy Spirit and trust in God. Humility doesn't keep people from daring great things. On the contrary, humility allows the heart to dare whatever God places in front of us. Humility is the doorway to daring, just as it was for St. Joseph. Because he was humble, he passed from the summons into action. He took the next step. He did the next right thing. He let God lead him day by day and faithfully served the best way he knew how. And of course, we all know what happened. Joseph became a great saint. The Virgin Mary was able to live her life as the mother of all believers, and Jesus Christ saved the world. All because he was humble enough to do what God was asking him to do. Sometimes fear is actually pride in hiding. Joseph provides us a great example of leadership by the fact that he was unafraid to pass into action. He decided that he might have to navigate many things, make many decisions, but that's exactly what he would do because the Holy Family needed a leader. The Virgin Mary needed a spouse, and Jesus Christ needed a protector. And if he was the one called to do it, then he would tread boldly, trusting in God, and do what God had commanded him to do. He obeyed, and so should we.